For E1. Ooh.
Yeah, E1.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, you guys? Yeah, you know, a lot of important inventions were invented in China, right?
Yeah.
Like paper, porcelain, gunpowder. One thing the Chinese did not invent, though, driving. Yeah, I was here a couple weeks ago, and this dude's sitting right there giving me the Jada Pinkett face. You ever seen the Jada Pinkett face? It's when they're sitting there like, eh. I was like, what the hell, dude? Don't be sitting there giving me no Jada Pinkett face. You better knock that shit off before I give you the Will Smith hand. Yeah, you know, I was at Mount Baldy this past weekend. It was pretty cool, you know. But I learned that it wasn't always called Mount Baldy. Yeah, back when the mountain was a lot younger and more hopeful, it was known as Mount Rogaine. And you know, you ever played doctor when you were a kid? And when I was in kindergarten, I was playing doctor with one of my classmates. Well, it was all fun until she started playing proctologist. Yes, one dude told me that, he says if you scratch your head, that's what makes you bald, you know? But I don't think so, because my balls are still hairy as hell. Yeah, one of my friends, he's a white dude, but he's like super duper white. I think he's like part albino or something. Yeah, he's so white that when he comes to my house, all my plants start growing in his direction. And you know, whenever I have sex, I never last as long as I'd like to, you know? I'm always like, come on, penis, hang in there. And it's always like, nah, screw this. Blech. Yeah, I used to go to water parks every summer, but one summer I had a fairly traumatic experience, so I stopped going. Yeah, when I was 16, I was at Raging Waters, and I was waiting in line on these stairs to go on the slide. And then I look up, and then this girl next to me, she's about the same age, but her boobs are like right in my face, you know? And it's like kind of cold and windy, right? So like her nipples are popping out. So I was like, oh, okay, so I turn. But then on this side, the girl right here, her face is like right in my junk, you know? And I already got a partial Woody going on and shit, right? And then this girl right here, she like yawns, you know? And so, oh man, that was it, right? It was like, bang! And I was like, oh crap, I gotta get out of here, right? So I like ran up the stairs and fucking, apparently it's pretty common at Raging Waters, because like the lifeguard was like, come on, just go, right? So I get on the slide, I get out of there, I'm like, man, they really need to rename this place. And they should call it Raging Boners. Why didn't the oyster share his food? He's shellfish. Alright, there's a sailor, right? And he gets hired on this boat. And then they're out at sea for about 6 months, right? And he's talking to his buddy. He's like, hey, when are we going back to the port? You know, I'm getting kind of horny out here. And he's like, oh no, we're not going back to port for another 6 months. He's like, what? You know, I can't wait that long. I'm like, well, have you tried the barrel? He's like, no, what's that? So he takes him to this room, and there's this barrel there with a little hole in it. He's like, there you go. So he tries it, right? He starts fucking the barrel, and it works really well, you know? He's like, man, this is awesome, right? So he's talking to his buddy. He's like, dude, that barrel is freaking great, you know? I'm going to use it every day. And he's like, well, every day but Sunday, right? He's like, oh, you can't use it on Sunday? He's like, well, you can, but Sunday's your day in the barrel, so. What do you call a guy that can make a business suit real fast? Taylor Swift. Yeah, I think Pride Month needs a mascot. And I got the perfect one. The flamingo. Right? They got pink feathers. They love to dance. And they're like a non-violent, non-predatory type bird, you know? They only eat like brine shrimp and algae and stuff. Nobody cares about brine shrimp. And you know what a group of flamingos is called? They're not called a flock. No, they're called a flamboyance. How gay is that, right? And even the name flamingo is flaming O. A flaming O? That's a burning butthole. Yeah, normally when a guy brags about how big his junk is, you know, it's usually the opposite, right? His things are usually like really small, you know? Yeah, I was talking to this guy the other day, he's like, oh man, my dick is so big, I'm hung like a horse. I was like, psh, yeah, like a seahorse. I think Shaquille O'Neal's like the happiest man on earth, right? Yeah, he's always so happy and jolly, you know, and everyone just loves him and stuff. I think it's because he's never been bullied. Yeah, how are you gonna mess with someone who's so tall that his crotch is in your face, right? It's like, hey, Shaq, give me your lunch money. Never mind.
Yeah.
And you know, comedians will always tell you two things, right? They always tell you when they just get booked on a show. They always tell you when they just had sex. That's a bit juvenile, right? Like myself, I haven't been booked on a show in over a month. But I did get late last week, so whoa. My name's Iwan. I'm right here. Thank you.
Yeah, here we go for Iwan. He fucks. Yeah. He's getting laid every week. Every week he tells us that. Hey, sir, how's it going?
Hey.
Good.
Beer man.
Yeah.